Currently, there are fears among Arabs, especially, that while Iranian influence in Syria is waning, Turkish influence is rising. Given President Trump's recent praise for Erdogan, notably calling him smart guy for taking over Syria, do you foresee Trump encouraging further Turkish influence in Syria?
Not influence. I think that Trump wants to see an independent Syria, and he gives Turkey a great deal of credit for that. He should have given himself more credit because, frankly, it was the policies that the Trump administration put in place, including a dramatic Trump public message in September of 2018 as the Iranians, the Russians, and Assad were going to attack Idlib, not to do that. It was very strong. It was followed up by Pompeo calling Lavrov and other actions we took. We were pumping aid into Idlib for the displaced people there, but also to show that we did not want to see Idlib fall. President Trump was responsible for that. He was responsible for keeping the troops on. He was responsible for supporting a large coalition to keep pressure on Assad. Those policies, albeit less enthusiastically, were continued by the Biden administration, and they contributed to Assad's collapse.
So given that, why do you think President Trump is still hesitant to have, a real policy towards Syria now, especially like there's a vacuum now? Russian or
I would say the vacuum, it's not a complete vacuum because we actually do have a policy, which is this set of requests. But I say you're as close to a vacuum as America ever has on an important issue. I would say that because there is a division. Many in the United States government in various places want to move forward and follow the policies that I've just sketched out. There are others who fear the rise of terrorism in Syria. Either they don't trust al-Shara, given his past, or they fear that al-Shara won't be strong enough to resist terrorist elements. Therefore, they've given him some tests. So I think that until this gets resolved, you will still see a bit of a vacuum. I believe, though, that it is slowly changing because one of the influences on the counterterrorism people is Israel, and Israel has changed its position in minor ways in the last few weeks. That is, it has met with the Turks in Baku, and that's very important to at least do deconfliction of their military forces because they both have military forces in Syria. And Prime Minister Netanyahu is going to Azerbaijan. That's very important because what you're seeing is an alliance of Israel, Syria, Turkey, Azerbaijan to block Iranian influence. That is good for the region, good for Israel, good for Syria, good for Turkey, good for Azerbaijan, and good for the Arab states. I know Turkey very well. I understand there are always concerns, be it Israeli or Arab, about Turkish influence in the Arab world, but I don't see this as a major. Turkey isn't the replacement of Iran. It is mainly focused on Europe, be it the culture of the country, the orientation of the people of Turkey, and their economic ties. It is a very advanced economy, and who is its number one trading partner? The Europeans. Second, Russia. It has major security concerns to its northeast in the Caucasus, north, Black Sea, Russia, Ukraine, and northwest, the Balkans. And I just don't see it being a replacement to the kind of serious ideological, religious, and military threat that Iran was in the region. It needs to be dealt with as a serious player, but beyond that, I don't see a problem.